Hi, my name is Mrs. Lodato, and I am so excited to do a reading lesson with you today. Today we're going to be focusing on a nonfiction book, which means it's a real book. It's a real live thing. We're going to focus on retelling this nonfiction book. And when we retell nonfiction books, we use something special called main idea and details. And I'm so excited to get started with you. So when working with a nonfiction text or an informational text, we retell using main idea and details. And I love to visualize a rain cloud and some raindrops for main idea and details. It's almost like my mental model in my brain. So when I have my rain cloud and my raindrops, my rain cloud represents the main idea of my story. So the main idea is up here. Main idea of my text is what the text is mostly about. So when I flip through that text, the main idea might come up a lot in the pictures, in the words, and sometimes they even give you a hint in the title. Now, so if my main idea is that rain cloud, the raindrops are my details. So the details have to support that main idea. So they always have to match. Now, I have something for us. I don't want to do that one. Now, when we're working with nonfiction books, or sometimes we call them informational texts, because they give us lots of information about something that's real, a topic that is real in real life. Sometimes it's animals, people, or places. There are so many topics that we can read about in nonfiction or informational texts. Now, I know when I retell these special texts, I need to make sure I share the main idea and details. And when I am doing that, I always visualize this rain cloud. Now, the top of my picture is the rain cloud, and that is my main idea. So my main idea is up here, and it is what my text is mostly about. So I can look at the pictures, words that are repeated inside my book, and sometimes the author will even tell us the title of the book, what our main idea is. Now the raindrops are all the little details that fit under that main idea. So my main idea and details need to match each other. I have a game that we are going to play. I have made some rain clouds, and I am giving you the details and pictures, and I want you to use your knowledge and your schema and see if you can figure out what my main idea is. So here's my first rain cloud. So I have my details, and I did them with photographs. So I have some peppers and mushrooms and tomato sauce and cheese and pepperoni. Those are all my details. Now that I gave you those details, I want you to think about what the main idea could be. I'm not telling you. You have all those details, and I want you to try to figure that out. Go ahead, shout it out at me. Did you guess pizza? I hope you did. All those details are about pizza. So that is my main idea. Pizza is my main idea. And then those details help support my main idea. Are you ready for another one? Here are all my details. I have some coral, a dolphin, a wave, a sea turtle, and a clownfish. Those are all my details. Now that I gave you those details, I want you to think about what the main idea could be? Go ahead, shout it out at me. Did you say ocean? Because all of those pictures are details about the ocean, and when you put them together, we know that all of them are about the ocean. You guys are doing amazing. Here is my last one to get our brains warmed up before we read our book. All right, I have someone doing gymnastics, a runner, golf, tennis, soccer. What do you think my main idea is? Shout it out. Did you guess sports? Oh, you guys are doing awesome. You are ready to listen to our text. I am excited to share our text or our book called Sea Otters. Now, sea otters happen to be one of my most favorite animals. In this text, I want you to pay attention to the photographs and words that are repeated and see if you can figure out the main idea and details in my book. Let's get to it. Sea Otters by Laura Marsh, a National Geographic book published in Washington, D.C. It's a sea otter. What dives and plays in the water all day? What floats on its back when it eats its snack? What has a flat tail but is not a whale? A sea otter! What is a sea otter? Sea otters are mammals. They live in the Pacific Ocean. Otters are fun to watch. They like to play with each other. They dive and splash. The caption of this picture says, sometimes sea otters live in zoos or aquariums. They might have been hurt or sick in the wild. Otters get help there. Life in the sea. Life in the sea. Sea otters live close to the shore. They find small animals to eat there. Sea otters dive to the ocean floor. They swim through kelp forests. They need lots of food and clean water to live. Here is a label of the kelp. Built for hunting. A sea otter's body is perfect for hunting in the water. This is the tail. It helps steer the otter through the water. These are the back legs. They are webbed like flippers. They help the otter swim and dive. An otter has fur. Thick fur keeps the otter warm. It also has front paws. They feel and grab for food with those front paws. They have a mouth with sharp teeth to tear off bits of food. And they have nostrils on their nose. They close underwater to keep the water out. And they have eyes, good eyesight, that helps the otter find food. And the body is long and it helps the otter glide through the water. Snack time! We have a scallop, a shrimp, a squid, a sea urchin, and a crab. Sea otters eat small animals. They eat more than 40 different kinds. Holy cow, 40. They munch on clams, crabs, squid, urchins, and other animals. Sea otters have favorite foods, just like you. This caption says, a sea otter cracks open the shell to eat the animal inside. Sea otters eat their meals above the water. They lie on their backs. They use their stomachs as plates, but they don't use a knife and fork. Sea otters use rocks to crack open hard shells. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Do you like to stay clean? Sea otters do. They groom themselves for hours every day. Oh my goodness, hours. They scrub their faces and their bodies with their paws. They also somersault, twist, and turn. This washes food scraps off their bodies. Their fur must stay clean to be warm. Fuzzy fur. It's hard to stay warm in cold water, but a sea otter's fur is up to the job. It's thicker than any other animal's fur. The fur has 2 layers. The outside layer keeps the cold water out. The inside layer stays warm and dry. 6 cool facts about sea otters. Number 1. Sometimes sea otters hold hands. Well, pause. 2. Sea otters can hold their breath for about 5 minutes. Most people can't do this for more than 1 minute. 3. They are members of the weasel family. 4. They eat 10 pounds or more of food each day. This gives them energy to swim and hunt. 5. They are the smallest sea mammal in the world. 6. Sea otters have their own pockets. They put food in a pouch under each front leg while hunting. Playful pups. This caption says, a mother otter often floats with her pup on her chest. Baby sea otters are born in the water. They are called pups. Pups are about 2 feet long at birth. That's about as long as 2 cereal boxes. The mother teaches her pup how to swim, dive, and roll, but she does the hunting until the pup is older. A mother may wrap her pup in kelp when she dives. Then the pup will stay in one place while she is away. Taking it easy. Sea otters live in groups called rafts. These groups are usually all boys or all girls. They spend lots of time together. They rest, groom, and eat. Otters in rafts often wrap themselves in kelp too. They may sleep like this side by side. That kelp is almost like a blanket. Watching out for otters. Scientists are busy studying sea otters. They want to know how otters live and eat. They want to learn about otters that have gotten sick or hurt too. Then they can help. Scientists do know that pollution hurts sea otters. Keeping pollution out of the ocean helps sea otters stay healthy. These captions say, a scientist weighs a sea otter at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. This sea otter was rescued from an oil spill. People helped clean and care for it. What in the world? These pictures show close-up views of sea otter things. Use the hints below to figure out what is in the pictures. So number 1, it says hint, an animal that sea otters like to eat. Do you know what that is? If you said squid, you're right. Number 2, hint, sea otters live here. Where do sea otters live? Yes, the ocean. Number 3, hint, this keeps otters warm in cold water. What do you think it is? Yes, fur. Number 4, hint, a kind of tall seaweed. Ooh, what was that fancy word we heard for the type of seaweed? Yes, kelp. Number 5, these are used to grab food. Yes, their paws. And the last one, hint, they tear off bits of the food. What is that a close-up of? Yes, their teeth. Great job, friends. Here's our picture glossary. The first word is groom, to clean by scrubbing, licking, or biting. We know that's how otters clean. Kelp, A kind of large seaweed that has long stalk. It can grow into underwater forest. Mammal, an animal that feeds its baby milk. It has a backbone and is warm-blooded. Our last word is pollution, dangerous material that makes the water, air, or soil dirty. Okay, friends, now that we read our book, Sea Otters, I want us to use what we learned to retell this book. Now remember, when we retell non-fiction, so real things, we need to always use the main idea and the details. So on my rain cloud's the main idea and the details are those raindrops. So now in the book that we just read, what was the main idea? What was the text mostly about? Was it mostly about the ocean? No. Was it mostly about shrimp? I heard shrimp in the book. Was it mostly about shrimp? No. No, because it wasn't, that was just one thing. What was it all about? Shout it out at me. Tell me. Yes, sea otters. It was all about sea otters. Sea otters. Now that was my main idea. That's my rain cloud. Now I need the raindrops. What were some details from the book that we have about sea otters? Shout them out at me. Oh, I heard someone say it. They really are playful. They really love to play with others and be silly. So I'm just going to write play. Play. Alrighty. What's something else? Oh, here's one. What's something else that they eat that starts with sh? Yes, shrimp. They eat shrimp. Shrimp. Such a long word for something so teeny tiny. Let's see. What is the type of seaweed that they play in and sometimes they wrap it around each other? The moms wrap it around the baby. It starts with k, k, k. Yes, kelp. 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 That is important for sea otters too. That's a great detail. Where do they like to swim? In water. What kind of water? Yes, the ocean water. And what do we know about the type of ocean water? Cold ocean water. So cold ocean water. Oh my goodness. So far we have sea otters as our main idea. Shrimp is something they like to eat. Great detail. They love to play. They will play in the kelp or wrap it around their babies so they don't float away. And they like cold ocean water. What is something else? What are their babies called? Yes, pups. 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 Great job. I think we can add one more. Think about something they do. I thought it was really sweet when I saw this and read it in the text. Sometimes they lay on their backs, and when they're next to their mom, what do? They hold hands. Well, they don't have hands, so I guess they're paws. So they hold paws. Hold paws. Paws. Oh my goodness. So now we have our main idea, our rain cloud, and all of those details. And I can actually turn this into a circle map. And a circle map is something called a thinking map. And what I love about thinking maps is they help us think. And so we just filled out this whole big thinking map. And now that I filled this thinking map out, I can use this to help me tell you about the book we just read. I can retell you my nonfiction book. So watch how I can use this and how I talk in complete sentences. So I can say, our book was all about sea otters. First sentence. Here's my second sentence. Sea otters love to eat shrimp. That's one detail. When sea otters are babies, they are called pups. Sea otters love to swim in the cold ocean water. I just retold you some important details and, of course, the main idea of the book that we just read together. Thank you so much for joining me today and learning with me today. Today, we learned all about how to retell nonfiction or informational texts. And we use that big rain cloud. So go ahead and visualize that rain cloud where there's the main idea and the details. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you read a nonfiction text or have someone read it to you, I want you to use your rain cloud to retell what happened in the text. I know you can do it. Good luck!